Hello everyone, today we will introduce a new method of detecting hydrogen cyanide gas. Hydrogen cyanide, or HCN, featured with high volatility and high absorption, is a common toxic and hazardous gas widely recognized as an industrial chemical and chemical warfare agent. Traces of HCN are also found in human exhaled breath. Unusual high HCN concentrations in the breath of cystic fibrosis or CF patients is associated with Pseudomonas aeruginosa infection, or PA infection. Therefore, the development of a highly sensitive online HCN measurement in exhaled breath can enable rapid screening for PA infection in CF patients. Cystic fibrosis, or CF, is a genetic condition that affects a protein in the body. People who have cystic fibrosis have a faulty protein that affects the body's cells, tissues, and the glands that make mucus and sweat. Mucus is normally slippery and protects the linings of the airways, digestive tract, and other organs and tissues. However, people who have cystic fibrosis make thick, sticky mucus that can build up and lead to blockages, damage, or infection in the affected organs. Inflammation also causes damage to organs such as the lungs and the pancreas. Some people who have cystic fibrosis have few or no symptoms, while others experience severe symptoms or life-threatening complications. Symptoms of cystic fibrosis depend on which organs are affected and the severity of the condition. The most serious and common complications of cystic fibrosis are problems with the lungs, also known as pulmonary or respiratory problems, which may include serious lung infections. People who have cystic fibrosis often also have problems maintaining good nutrition because they have a hard time absorbing the nutrition from food. This is a problem that can delay growth. Scientists previously found that cyanide was detectable in the lungs of cystic fibrosis patients infected with P. aeruginosa, where its presence was negatively correlated with lung function. However, as cyanide production is regulated by quorum sensing and oxygen concentration via the transcriptional regulator ANR, the loss of lung function associated with its presence in sputum might have been a consequence of other quorum sensing or ANR regulated changes and not due directly to cyanide itself. According to a 2013 article published in JBreath Res, elevated concentrations of HCN or hydrogen cyanide have been detected in the headspace of Pseudomonas aeruginosa cultures and in the breath of children with cystic fibrosis and PA infection. The use of mouth-exhaled breath HCN as a marker for PA infection in adults is more difficult to assess, as some without PA infection generate HCN in their mouths. The analysis of breath exhaled via the nose, thereby avoiding volatile compounds produced in the mouth, will demonstrate elevated concentrations of HCN in adult CF patients chronically infected with PA. Using selected ion flow mass spectrometry, or SIFT-MS, the mouth and the nose exhaled breaths of 20 adult CF patients, 10 with chronic PA infection and 10 free from PA infection, were analyzed for HCN. Acetone and ethanol were also measured as controls. SIFT-MS allows direct sampling and analysis of single breath exhalations, obviating the need to collect samples into bags or onto traps, which can compromise samples. HCN was detected in the mouth exhaled breath of patients in both groups and in the nose exhaled breath of patients with chronic PA infection. The difference in mean IQR nose exhaled HCN between the groups is statistically significant: 11, 0.8 minus 18 ppbv versus 0, 0 minus 3.2 ppbv, p equals 0.03. The concentrations of acetone and ethanol in nose exhaled and mouth exhaled breath are in keeping with previous studies. HCN in nose exhaled breath is a biomarker of chronic airway infection with PA in adults with CF. Its application as a non-invasive diagnostic test for early PA infection warrants further investigation. Despite its bitter almond fragrance, only a hydrogen cyanide detector can accurately measure concentrations of this gas. Even if this gas can explode at 5.6% volume, and percent LEL measurement is useless as HCN is highly toxic. A portable or fixed hydrogen cyanide detection system should be used to properly monitor this gaseous substance. However, it is obviously impossible to apply industrial products for trace analysis in clinic. Recently, a research group led by Professor Li Haiyang from the Dalian Institute of Chemical Physics, or the DICP of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, CAS, has developed a flow-assisted photoionization mass spectrometry method for profiling hydrogen cyanide in exhaled breath. HCN is easily soluble in water and highly absorbed on device surfaces, so sensitivity and response speed are main challenges for directly measuring HCN in exhaled breath at high humidity presents, said Professor Chen Ping, who is co-corresponding authors of this study. The researchers developed a method by utilizing a self-developed atmospheric pressure negative photoionization time-of-flight mass spectrometer instrument and improved the sensitivity and time resolution of direct HCN measurements in exhaled breath. This method enabled real-time tracking of HCN concentrations in a single exhaled breath, which could provide an effective means for early screening of CF patients with PA infection. They proposed the use of helium shield gas within the mass spectrometry ionization source. This approach reduced the effect of high humidity on ionization, improved ion transport efficiency, and thus enhanced hydrogen cyanide detection sensitivity. Moreover, they improved the sampling system by shortening the sampling line and adding a gas purging process to effectively reduce HCN absorption residue and improve time resolution. This method achieved a limit of detection, or LOD, of 0.3 ppbv and a resolution time of 0.5 seconds. By utilizing this method, the researchers tracked the changes in the single exhaled HCN profiles of volunteers before and after gargling. The resulting profiles clearly showed an early peak and a stable end-tidal plateau, respectively representing the concentration of the oral cavity and the end-tidal gas. The new method demonstrated good resistance to interference, high accuracy in HCN quantification, and has the potential application in the detection of PA infection in CF patients, said Professor Li. Thank you for watching.